It's also about trying to make sense out of the Rorschach test that is currently our reapportionment map. So, but as you could see, just 2 of 3 of the members of this committee have very different views about how this is going to work. So,
That's why
yeah,
the committee is that way.
and we will report back.
Okay?
55 seconds.
And no decision will be made by that committee. It'll be by the
Until,
full
it'll be
board.
by the whole board, but, we'll look at it and talk to individual people and see what has to be done. But the bottom line is, I don't know that anything has to be done, or maybe something does, but,
Okay.
we are all within the limits.
Okay. Anything else under new business? No?
What kind of beer will Commissioner Holmes be serving us at that meeting? It's
Okay.
your house, right?
Oh, old business. Nothing? Okay. Gene?
Other business, the only thing I was going to say is that I've had several meetings with Officer Scott on parking situations, and we all know we have huge parking problems, so. US Open, we issued passes to everybody. Worked out really well. So, it did, And Officer Scott said something the other day that I thought, maybe we should consider, hang tags instead of stickers on the car. Maybe you have hang tags. It's just a thought, where you could actually, transfer them between cars so that when people are moving around, they don't have that problem. I mean, we did that during the Open and it worked great at my house.
We only saw a few of them on eBay.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just a thought, and I don't know, Chief, if, we're constantly trying to look at this parking situation, I don't know if that would help, if people just had hang tags, so when they had guests over, they could, because that's the pushback you get, is that people have lived here forever, and they say, and I want to have my family over for dinner, and I don't want to, get a parking ticket. So I don't know, that's just throwing it out there.
Okay.
That's all for me tonight.
Commissioner Siegel?
Thank you. I actually just want to make a personal comment. Over the last 5 weeks, since our June work session, I have been contacted by a number of people. And those people demonstrate to me why this community is so good and why I am very happy to live here and have lived here for 28 years. The June work session had some comments that I found offensive. The community has come out regardless of age, religion, race, politics, and shown me the strength and why it is so important to embrace our differences and to celebrate the fact that we are different, that we live together in a community in which we can thrive on that rather than allow it to tear us apart. So I just want to thank the people who've commented, who've emailed, called, said things. They know who they are. The people who have voiced support for something that I found, particularly difficult to deal with. But I also think the lesson to be learned is that this is a wonderful community in which we really do embrace each other, and I want to thank everyone for that. I have nothing else.
Commissioner Holmes?
We had a spate of break-ins in the 6th Ward. I wanted to thank the chief personally for reaching out to the neighbors. I was away for several of them. I know he reached out in particular to some neighbors, made himself available for folks who had concerns. And there was a significant increase in the obvious police presence in the 6th Ward after these. People were pretty nervous about them, and anytime that happens, we want to remind folks to, not to be shy. Our police department does want them to report when they see things that are out of place and a concern. And also, I just wanted to, commend the police for responding so quickly and calming some people's, worst fears over the last week. Nonviolent, crimes, but burglaries and break-ins that that scare you and that scared some of the neighbors. And I appreciate, Chief, yours and your men's. I'm sorry, your officers' responses to it. And thank you for that. And just remind everybody to be vigilant, and the police encourage everybody to just err on the side of just, asking the police if they're aware of a situation or something doesn't look right, or something that they think is too petty to report, but it may be part of a pattern. It may be part of, it may provide a valuable clue to get to bottom of some of these burglaries. So thank you for that, Chief. And to the folks of the 6th Ward, I just assure you the police are responding, and I think there's been an improvement in the situation already. That is all I have.
Commissioner Harmon.
I don't have anything tonight. Thank you.
All right. Commissioner
Okay,
McGarity.
thank you, Mario. First of all, I'd like to thank the board for their help and support, hopefully for my neighbors over in Woodmere Park, who have been through a lot, and hopefully we can resolve that issue. Second of all, I'd like to thank my supporters of the library, who are always with me and very helpful to me. Third of all, I'd like to, who else was it back there? Anyway, I'd like to,
Connor Quinn's right here. Say hello.
what is it?
Connor Quinn's right here. You want to say hello?
That's it from me, thank you.
Commissioner Connell.
Just everybody be safe out there on the roads, please, and obey all the stop signs in our neighborhoods and respect our neighbors. That's all. It's July. We still have another 2 months to go, or at least 6 more weeks to go before school's back in. So be careful out there, please.
Commissioner Wexler.
Just enjoy the vacations. We have nothing else.
Mario,
All right.
just so, what we were talking about, Larry was talking about crime. I just want to, I knew there was something on my mind. Chief, the two fellows that helped out in Public Works, Mr. Jeffries and Mr. Lord, I just want to again thank them from Public Works for their assistance with the police and catching those bank robbers over in Manoa. So if it wasn't for them, they may still be on the loose, but they did their job well.
Okay. I knew you weren't done.
Yeah, okay, thanks. for
Okay, just a couple things I wanted to go over. One is the Parks and Rec Board. I want to thank Rich for coming. I understand why the Park Board made its decision of why they gave the advice that they did. I felt differently about it. And I'd be glad to talk to the Park Board and go to your next meeting and speak about it. I have, as a commissioner, you don't just become a commissioner right away. You're involved in your community before that. And as Jimmy was on the Park Board and involved in the community prior to that, so was Jeff and Larry and Dan. Everybody was involved prior to this and became a commissioner because they wanted to help their community. None of us do it for the money. So you just have to understand, we want just as much as a lot of people say, they have an issue and they say, well, there must be something happening here. We all want the same thing. All these commissioners, all of us live in this neighborhood. We don't live in somewhere else, or we're not a senator who lives in some other place. We live right here. We're dealing with those same issues. I don't want to see some of the things that are going on in this township, and I'm going to try everything I can to try to stop it, and so is everybody here. We're all on the same wavelength. We're all trying to do the same thing. I want to thank everybody this was a very long meeting. We had a lot to cover, and thank you for your patience to this board and to the people in the audience. We're dealing with a lot of issues. We're dealing with issues from a long time ago that have been kicked down the road to us, and we're dealing with issues, big issues. So please be patient with us. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Move we adjourn.
Second. All in favor?